a little bit, man. Before we get into your book, we're gonna talk about you some. And from what I've learned about you, you really value education.
I do. I do.
And I think it's so important to value education, both formal and informal education, because you should never stop learning. And the man who stops learning is the man who stops living. Write that down. That's the quote that I just made up. Um, but you have a desire to gain different certificates, right?
Yes.
Where did that come from?
Um, I would have to say it comes from my parents. Growing up, they were hardworking. They did all they could to provide for me and my siblings, family. Like they were my backbone. So a lot of the traits that you see in me, you see in them. My siblings are the same way. It's just something that we've always honed in on. Education. Growing up, it was just you always want to better yourself. You always want to strive to be the best. Even if it wasn't just a competition, you made it a competition because of that competitive spirit. It just was just put into us.
It's crazy you talk about your parents. And I just started doing this whole therapy thing because I think it's kind of important. It helped me work on my mentals.
Most definitely.
And the biggest thing that I've taken out of going to therapy is that my parents, whether it's what they did or what they didn't do, have had so much of an impact on my life. And I sit around and I go, dang, bro, I'm kind of mad at them because they did this and I think this way. And then other times I'd be like, dang, I really appreciate them because I wouldn't be where I'm at without them. And it's just
Exactly.
crazy back and forth to where you don't realize that the way you conduct your household, the way that you treat your partner is all based off of the stuff that you experienced with your parents or the lack of experience that you had based on the household you grew up in.
That is true. That is true. And for me, the reason I contribute my parents is because my work ethic comes from them. Like my mom and dad, like just to see them go so hard, when the going got tough, they just never quit. They never gave up. And that was instilled in me since I was a kid. And I've always been, ambitious and driven and determined to succeed at all costs. So I definitely, would want to give a shout out to both of them, my mom and my dad. I'm pretty sure my mom's probably watching. But
Hey,
yeah.
mom, I know I
Yeah.
act a fool.
Like just not even just the work ethic, the life values, the religious aspect, growing up, in the church, things of that nature, just all contribute to who I am as a person, who I am as a woman. And it's definitely the life experiences and the life lessons along the way too.